Yeah, I think in the locker room, we talked about just resetting and kind of scratching that first half. I think a big thing was that we had 1 assist to 10 turnovers in that first half, which is not like us. And then we hit that reset button, and then I think we had 1 turnover to I don't know how many assists, 14 assists. So I think that was what really changed.
How frustrating is that in that first half? You get the looks, but just not getting those shots to fall.
Yeah, we talked in the locker room. They were not the best shots; they were okay shots. But the difference in the second half is we were taking better shots and going inside out, and that was allowing us more time to set up our shot and make it easier for us to make it.
You guys start off that second half. You go on that 12-0 run there pretty early. How big was that to really shift that momentum?
It was really huge, and I honestly feel that Allison really sparked us with her ball pressure and in the pirate position and just getting steals and yeah, I mean that was really big. That's what we talked about in the locker room, just that we need to go on a run here and um, just keep going on runs.
Allison, 7 points and 3 steals in that third quarter, and kind of what Alexis said, it seemed like you sparked that run. What did you see differently in that second half than you did in the first?
The first half, we always say that our offense starts from our defense, and it felt that, we weren't really pressuring the ball, and it kind of seemed Samford could get whatever they want. They were just kind of picking us apart. So I just decided to pick up the pressure just to annoy the point guard a little bit because no one likes that, and it worked out in our favor, and it really sparked the team and picked up everyone's pressure.
You two are, in your second year, both have, have had success, and, Kendall Moriarty and Annika Stewart are also second-year players. How have you seen just kind of that group just step up so far this season?
Yeah, I think especially right now, we're down 2 captains, Trinity Brady. I think that creates a place for people to step up, and they all have put the work in this off season, and they're shooting before practice, and so they've worked for it, and we all have confidence in them, and the coaches do, and they're getting a chance to prove themselves, which is like really fun to see because they work so hard. So.
Alexis, 15 rebounds. It just seems like all season, you've been the anchor on that defensive and offensive end, getting boards. Like, do you have a certain mindset or a certain attitude when trying to get rebounds? Or
Yeah, I like being super physical, and I think a big thing for me on this team is to rebound, and I think people look to me to crash O boards, and there's usually a physical 5 player that I have to box out and rebound. So, yeah, that's something I really take pride in, and is definitely one of the best aspects of my game.
And then, that's the same for Allison. You've had 2 double-doubles in the last 3 games. How has it been for you as a rebounder? How have you, kind of prioritized that?
Yeah, being the pirate of the defense, I have to be up the floor anyway, and rebounding down really helps the post a lot. And so, just any way that I can help our teams and spark our team, and if that's by going in there and grabbing a board, that's what I'm gonna do.
Anything else for Lex and Allison?
okay,
Thank you.
perfect.
Thank you.
have any of you guys seen anything quite like that? So this is a tale of two halves for sure. The tale of two halves, and I'm proud of the resiliency and them coming back out and really, I thought Allison set the tone for us in the second half with her defensive presence and shot the ball obviously way better, took better shots in the second half, attacked their zone a little bit better, and I'm glad we were able to bounce back after that first half.
What was the mood in that locker room at that half?
Yeah, I mean, I think just disappointment, disappointment from all sides and everybody, knowing that we had not come out really ready to play the way we know we can, and so we started over. We started over with a new 20 in the second half.
What did you say, or did you say anything at halftime, or did the girls just kind of know that that wasn't good enough?
Yeah, we actually everybody took their shoes off, and we kind of started over. I made them take their shoes off and re-put them back on and just kind of restart. I think we talked about a few things that we needed to do better and adjustment-wise, and focused on kind of the process of that, and then just the mentality of coming out and being a better version of us. And I thought we really bought into that and did that in the second 20 minutes.
How do you feel your team did defensively throughout the night? That I guess stayed a little more consistent.
Yeah, thank goodness. Thank goodness that we had that going for us, because in the first half, they had 9 steals. I mean, you have to give them credit. I thought they came in with a good game plan. They mixed their defenses up, and we were a little stagnant against the zone. But thank goodness that we were able to play pretty solid. I thought we had a couple big goals. We wanted to be able to contain kind of their top two leading scorers, and they both got to double figures here tonight, but it took them quite a few shots to do it, and quite a few turnovers to do it. I thought we made them have to work hard, and thank goodness that was a staple for us in there, because it carried us when we were not scoring the ball.
You mentioned Allison a minute ago. What impressed you about her tonight?
Yeah, I thought she was obviously really aggressive on the boards again and sparked us with the rebounding. But I thought in the second half, she just really picked up, made it hard for them to kind of get into and initiate their offensive sets, and then created and sparked a couple just, handsy plays, help defense, helping to make a play, coming away with the steal, and then that's sparked some, offense, and obviously she made a couple threes and shot the ball better in the second half, but I think it was really just sparked with the way she set the tone for our team defensively.
What needs to change to go from shooting 1 out of 12 in the first half from beyond the arc to then still getting back to double digits, kind of like this team is known for in a second half?
Yeah, I mean, I'm thankful to Jeff Greesh for keeping all of the statistics for us, and letting me know that this is the first time in school history we've had 3 games in a row of double-digit 3-point shots. It didn't look like we were going to get there in the first half, for sure. But I think, kind of back to what Jazz Shelley mentioned at halftime, is that, we were a little stagnant. We weren't making hard cuts in our zone offense, and so then we didn't collapse it. We were taking a little bit more rush shots, pressured shots, contested shots, where in the second half I thought we made harder cuts. We knew where we wanted to go with it. We got some inside-outside touches, and that led to more open looks for our team.
Maybe 200 career wins after today's victory. What does that mean to you as an accomplishment as a head coach?
What it means is I've just been incredibly blessed to coach a lot of phenomenal young women, and I'm just so grateful for each and every one of them, and the opportunity that I have to continue to pour into them.
Kendall Moriarty had 3 threes. What do you think her play was like to kind of spark that second half?
Yeah, I think she played with a lot of great confidence, and she's done that in a couple big games and a couple big moments for us. I thought when we were in Puerto Rico and playing Mississippi State. She had a couple of huge threes in tight ball games when we were maybe struggling to score. She did the same thing here today to kind of create a little just separation for us. And she's worked really, really hard this offseason to become a better perimeter shooter and more consistent three-point threat. And to see that paying off in big moments is really rewarding for me as a head coach, and I'm sure rewarding for her knowing how much time she's put into that.
3 wins in the past week here, just I guess kind of big picture. What have you seen from your group in this stretch?
I've seen them overcome quite a bit of adversity and you know, everything that we've asked them to do. I mean, obviously we know we were all disappointed with our first half production here today, but to when I look back on these last 3 wins and just overcoming, you know, Trinity Brady, the loss of Trinity Brady at Virginia Tech, and then the loss of Izzy Bourne, you know, those are a couple starters going out of your starting lineup. And for our kids to just find ways to bring other kids in and step up and rise to the occasion and okay, what, you need me to play this position? Okay, fine. You need me to play this? Okay, fine. You know, just what does the team need me to do? And to watch them just be willing to rise up and try to fill in and pick up for those injured players has been pretty special.
With volleyball season now done, kind of what does the timeline look like for Maggie being able to get out there and have her as another body?
Yeah, we're super excited to welcome her to practice, and I think, you know, we'll give her just a little bit of time to kind of rest and recover her body. But with finals week coming up and the fact that we don't play another game for until a week from tomorrow, that gives us some time to really get her acclimated and starting to feel comfortable in some of the schemes and back with us. It gives us several days to kind of work on that, and we're excited to start that process.
Maybe you kind of touched on it with, you know, players kind of having to play a bunch of different positions. Only 8 players suited up and played today. Do you think that is a benefit for later in the season, that, you know, playing with only 8 people and, you know, gaining experience, or are you just more worried about game by game in terms of the lack of numbers?
I think it's really going to be good for us eventually. I mean, it doesn't feel good right now to only have 8 available bodies, but to know, you know, that a player like Kendall Moriarty, you know, who's really taken all of her minutes on the perimeter, and then all of a sudden in our last 2 ball games, we've had to play her some minutes at the 4 spot, and to know that if we need to go to that again, that we've done that, we've been here, we've done this, we can do it again. I think it's really teaching our kids resiliency and adaptability, and so I think that will pay off for us down the road.
After going just 1 of 12 from the three-point line in the first half, do you feel like you have to tell your players to just keep shooting, like even though you're not hitting too much, or is that kind of the mentality of players already have?
Yeah, I mean, one thing is, you know, we want to instill a confidence in our players. I think they all know that they are capable shooters. The big thing for us is, once we've gone 1 for 12, is trying to be smart about, you know, can we get some paint touches before we take those shots? Maybe those same shots are shots that we're willing to take, but after we've had a touch in the paint or a penetration into the paint, collapse it, kick it in, inside-outside action, and then being ready to knock those shots down. And I think our kids did a better job of that in the second half.
Anything else? All right.
Thanks, guys. Have a good rest of your weekend.